Hello, this is Victor at restoreyourmercedes.com. This video is for Mr. Wood in California. And okay, Mr. Wood, so here it is, the throttle body. Now, I finally had it all done and I had it tested, and now, because this unit was very troublesome, I decided to really put it on the vehicle and show you the operation and test it on the car. I tested fine on the bench, but again, this unit is very weird. I mean, it's not, you know, not the usual stuff that I go through, because I had to replace the whole case. That's a lot of work. Connector, I had to plasti weld the connector. Wires done same way as I do for my old units, but this is the unit that belongs to you. This is the one that I did. For comparison, my unit is a 94, and you can see the bolts are different. So this is my unit, that is your unit. Another remark I have to talk about is that this particular engine has a little slight miss. I have to work on that. So if it's going to idle a little weird, that's okay. That's what it does. But it clears when it warms up. The first thing is, we want to check with ignition on, engine off, to see if our throttles are active. So here is the noise from the driver's side. So you hear the driver's side just made, it just went through relearn. Here is the passenger side. It is also active now. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna do a couple of blimps. Driver, passenger. So as you can see, both units are energized. Again, let's start the car. Like I said, there will be probably idle fluctuations because I have some vacuum leaks. So let's see, here it is. So we'll start the vehicle. I had it running before, so the car would it was warmed up a little bit, because again, I have intake leak, lots of vacuum leak on the intake. So you can see the engine rocks, but again, that has nothing to do with throttle. Our situation here is the ASR. So at this point, as you can see, engine runs. I'm gonna actually take it up and down the street, since I already making this video, since I already installed the throttle on the vehicle, so might as well just go up and down the street. Leave the cone over here. Okay. Now again, I have a little bit of an idle fluctuation. If you're not probably going to see it on camera a lot, you're not gonna feel it, but if you look at the gauge, you see how it fluctuates a little bit. It's not a deal breaker once it warms up, so for the testing purposes it's gonna be totally fine. Acceleration on point. There's no ASR light. See, that's my fluctuation. Just again, we'll wait until it warms up a little bit. Put on air conditioner. We have snow chain button activation. Okay, so this one works. And our idle speed is perfectly fine. And acceleration also is on point. So just barely pressing on the gas and it works just fine. So again, I'm just don't mind the idle situation, so I'm just gonna go up and down the block, because again, the car hasn't warmed up fully yet and it jolts because of vacuum leaks. I know where the leak is, it's just like so much work, I just don't have time for it right now. gonna back it up because I don't want to go on the main avenue. Well, actually, you know what? Let's see. Maybe I will. I just have to close the hood first because it's 11 o'clock still, so we don't have. It's not very busy, and the car will warm up by the time I get there. So it's not gonna jolt a lot. Okay. Hood is closed. Get back inside. Close the door. Open the window. And buckle up. Excuse me. Like, this is a very choppy video, I understand that, but this is the best I can do given the circumstances. I rarely do this. I'm perfectly fine with my rebuilds in terms of putting throttles on the vehicles, but again, this one I wanted to see what's going on. So go ahead. I scared the person because I accelerated. I'm absolutely perfect. Let me take a look. Full cop situation. So we cannot hold cell phones in New York while driving. That was the third gear. That's the last fourth gear. We're cruising. Cruise control activation. Here's cruise control. It does work. Shut it off. I'm gonna have to make the video like this because I don't want, you know, if I, again, I cannot hold the cell phone while driving. I would like to show you cruise control going uphill because you can actually see the activation of cruise control. That just proves that both throttles work, you know. That's very visual because you can't hear what I'm hearing and you cannot see, you can feel how car accelerates, so that cannot be shown. Make a U-turn right here. So cruise control activation. As you can see, RPMs rise. I'm not pressing on the gas pedal. Now I have to brake because there's people in front of me. But again, you see, we're doing like 40 miles in no time. I mean, everything is right on point. Throttles work, both of them. So now, and again, no ASR light or anything like that. There's no questions about the ASR at this point. Go back to my block real quick. So as you can see, we're doing pretty well. Let me try to make video from a little above like this, going down the street. So I don't know if camera picks up the speedometer, but so here we go. Well, actually, you know what, I'm gonna floor it for a quick second. So as you saw, it peeled off a little bit and ASR triangle came on, so the traction control kicked in. So it's operational, in other words. So that's what I wanted to show. And what I'm gonna also do next is I'm just going to leave the car idling. I want it to heat up just for a good measure. Let it run. Let the throttle body get hot, and then I'm going to remove it, and off it goes. There was a couple of troubles that I had to go through with this unit, but really satisfied at this point because it does work fine, and that's what matters. I mean, I like to finish jobs. I like them. As you can see, car warmed up. Idle is pretty much on point. So once more, shut it off, put on the ignition. As you can see, ASR bulb is there, not like it's missing. Restart it. Idle is on point. Again, my car it has the vacuum leak, so don't mind low fluctuations. That is just because of that. Once this engine heats up, the fluctuations go away. I have a bunch of vacuum leaks, I know it, and I already smoked it, and I know that I have a problem there. But other than that, there's your acceleration. Very happy. And that's just barely touching the gas pedal, by the way. This is just like, tiny pressing on the gas. Let me show you. See, that's like, maybe like an inch, about pressing an inch. So that's how it's supposed to be. And also I have to note that the base module you sent me is also in this car. I never really swapped them out, so I will also remove it and send it along with throttle body. So I'm going to leave it running for like maybe 15-20 minutes more. I'm gonna recycle the ignition, like shut it off, put it back on, just like, you know, for a quick test on the vehicle. That will basically prove it. But I'm already okay with this. I'm pretty happy because I had it bench tested for like days. I had to redo it twice, by the way. That's another thing that really kind of, oh yeah, it's already getting there, the heat wise. As you can see, it works. I'm pretty happy with the result. You can see the engine runs nice, steady. So we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to finish with this video because it proves the point, and off it goes back to California, and hopefully that will be the end of your ASR problems, because I know we tried to fix this for so long, and it's amazing why, you know, the mechanics never went into this unit. That was the cause. Well, you had the other unit where it built for you. The e-gas module tested twice for being good. This unit, I think it was like the hidden problem with the coil, and possibly soldering was bad, because I had to, oh man, I mean, I don't even want to talk about what I had to do with this unit. It's like a whole, and write a book about it. But anyway, these are rare, these are expensive. I had to do the motor brushes on this one just for the good measure. But the result, this is what it is. It's a result that I did save the unit, so that's what I'm happy about. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this video up on this, and this was Victor at restoreyourmercedes.com. Thank you for watching.